Well, you already mentioned your tobacco tunes.
Snooze, yeah.
I was wondering, a few years ago, well, you collapsed in a bar.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing now?
Good, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But
But
I think 4 years ago?
yeah, I think it was something like that, 3.5, 4 years ago. But yeah, everything is cool. I think it was just like more or less, you know, when you're all stressed for a long time and then it lets go. You, I guess, a lot of things just relax, and then I don't know what the hell happened there. You know, but yeah, everything is cool now.
And do you work less now, or
No.
just still?
Yeah, still the same. You know, I mean, when you talk about every year, you're like, okay, this year I'm gonna take it much more easier, and but it never happens. You know, it's always something else that happens, so it just get more work. I mean, I produce less now because, you know, I'm so busy with both Pain and Hypocrisy. You know, if I'm not recording or writing a new Pain album, I'm out on tour with Hypocrisy, or vice versa. You know, so it's definitely, it's a good job. I mean, I've been doing this job for 15 years, you know, living off of being a musician and producer, you know, so I'm not complaining at all.
So what is it then? Can you say you are addicted to music then?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely. My whole life has always been about music, you know, and beside my son, that's the most important thing in my life, you know.
As for you, do you still recall, well, while growing up, when you got hooked onto music?
My mom said, like, the first word I ever said when I was crawling was like la la, and just pointing at the radio, you know, when there's music. So I guess it was just from the beginning. That was it.
And what was for you then? Were you into some sort of music, or just everything?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, it was anything from, you know, Sweet Kiss, you know, the 70s stuff, the more glam rock or whatever you wanted to call it, you know, also Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, and you know, later on it was, I don't know, it was more Rainbow, and then it became, you know, Venom, and then it was, yeah, then it was just more extreme metal and stuff like that. But I always listened to all kinds of stuff. My dad always feeding me with the, you know, Jean-Michel Jarre and stuff like that, because he was more into that stuff, and he was working as more like a electronic guy, you know, like doing all these motherboards for, you know, computers and stuff like that. So he started building synthesizers and stuff by himself, you know. So I always been surrounded by, you know, synthesizers and stuff like that also. But I always wanted to play metal or hard rock or whatever it was at the time, you know.
Why? How come? What is it for you that makes metal more appealing?
I don't know. I was a wild bastard when I was a kid, you know, and you know, harder rock was more cool, and it just fitted me perfect, you know. That's how I was when I was a kid, you know.